Hey, hey, this is Will Kamek, aka Breaker Love, aka Chill Pill Will, blah blah blah. Anyways, my name is Will Kamek. And this is a draw my life thingy. We draw your life story. Now, I'm going to leave out a lot of details, but let's all start from the beginning. So this here is where everything started. Now, it's a big black scribble, and the reason being is because where it all started was really bad. Like, it's so bad that I can't even really represent it in a drawing. So, this is it. And I'm in there somewhere. But anyways, I left that. So I came out of that black scribble, and I started hitchhiking down a highway to the first city that I ever came across. And I never hitchhiked before. And it was really scary because nobody was picking me up. I didn't know where I was going. And I was out there for so long, it was getting dark. And yeah, I didn't have a phone with me, I didn't have anything. I just had a backpack on my back, and I was just going somewhere. Anyways, eventually, obviously, somebody picked me up. And they drove me all the way to the first city that we came across. And the people were really nice, so it was pretty cool. Here I am, inside a brand new city. Big buildings all over the place. I've never seen buildings so high before. And I'm there. And while I'm there, I have no idea where to go. Or why I'm even there. I just knew I had to get away from the dark, black, whatever, bad place, right? So, I didn't know where I was, and I didn't know where to go. So, I ended up being homeless on the street. And I was only 17 at the time. So I was just laying where I could find places, and I was scared. And I wasn't happy. I eventually wandered around and went to libraries and stuff and asked questions like, where do I go? How do I not be in this situation? And then they told me about a place called something shelter. I won't tell you what that is, but it's a shelter. And it was shelter for adults. And I was 17, and I was just too young to be in that place. So they took me out of that place. I was only there for a little bit. But while I was there, people were doing drugs and stuff. It was pretty crazy. So they put me into another place. And it was a house, and I had my own room. And I was happy. Kind of. There's me. Look how happy I am. And but while I was there, I realized Wait a minute. I don't have everything that I need. And I was sad again. Because I was still nowhere's land. I didn't know where, who, or what, or I didn't know what to do. I was very confused. So a lot more question marks. What am I going to do? Where am I going to go? And why am I even here, right? Like, I don't know. I knew I needed to get away, but I didn't know what I was going to do after that. And then I wasn't in that place anymore because I kept breaking the rules and I couldn't stay in that house anymore. So I was back to square one. On the streets again. So anyways, I had to do stuff to make money. So I went to the library. And at the library they have computers. And the computers are fun because I can play video games. And just look up stuff. So computers were cool. And then I go into like, I was trying to think, I'm like, how can I get money to live? And at this time I had no idea how to make an application, a resume, or even how to go about applying for a job. So after, you know, some time, I ended up finding people on the computer. Before you know it, here I am. 17. Giving an old guy a blowjob. It's funny when you say it out loud. But yeah, this is the old guy right here. So anyways, this gave me money. And that meant that I could start living, I could start buying stuff, which was great. But doing it made me sad, because the people who I would be doing stuff for were not overly good people. And that's why they have to pay for people to be with them, because nobody wants to be around them for whatever reason. And, you know, not always. Sometimes it's because they're married and they can't be out. So, and then some guy took me in his car, and we went. And by the way, I'm really bad at drawing. But took me in the car, and he took me way out into the woods. he asked me, "Do you know where you are?" And I said, "Nope." "Why you ask me why if I know where I am?" He's like, "Oh, I'm just asking." And I'm like, "Well, aren't we supposed to stop somewhere so, we can do our thing?" And he's like, "Oh, there's just a place I want to show you, just up here." And he kept driving and driving, and I started getting more and more suspicious that this guy was taking me somewhere to do something bad. And then he parked and he started yelling at me. And he said, "You think my dick is small, and that's why you won't go down on me." And I said, "I didn't say your dick was small. I don't know what the hell you're talking about." He started becoming angry and yelling a lot. And I got scared, and I told him that if he didn't bring me back home, I was going to run out of the car and go and get help. But I didn't really know where I was at all. Anyways, after he calmed down, he drove me back. And then I never saw him again. But also, after that, I never did that again. Because that's when I realized, well, there's scary people out there. And they could hurt you, so I had to find a better method. But, sometimes, regardless of what you do, you end up doing the same stupid thing over and over and over again. So I continued doing that, but only with certain people. And then I went on the computer and you know what? No, I'll skip that part. Anyways, I found these two people. And they were a couple. And they said, "Hey, why don't you come stay with us?" And I'm like, I got nothing to lose. So I did. And I stayed with them inside their home. And they said, "You need to get out and get a job." And mind you, I was young at this time, so I was like, I can't do this, I don't want to do it, and I didn't have a lot of confidence in myself. And I got mad, I was angry, about it, but they kept saying, "Get out and find a job." And so I went out and I handed out resumes that they helped me make, and all over the city. I was having much luck, but then I finally landed a job, and I got fired from that job. Then I got another job, and then I got fired from that job. And then I finally got a job, and I kept the job. And I had the job for a long time. And, yeah, everything was good. I was happy. I had people who cared about me. And I wasn't alone anymore. And, life was good. I got my complaints, but overall, everything was good. I was happy. Then, one day, I moved out. Well, the two people who helped me, they went away because they had to go and live their life, and I was, I was old enough to take care of myself, and I had a good job, and everything was good. So they left. And we were really far away. So now I was alone, but content. But then one day I was walking across the street, and I had felt like a knife was in my heart, And then, and that was bad. So, I didn't know what was wrong with me, and I was scared and everything. And I just wanted somebody to help me. But the person that I was living with at the time, he didn't like me very much. And he didn't care that I was having heart pain. He said if I can't get my shit together, I need to get the fuck out. That's a finger, by the way, not a knife. And I didn't know where to go. But this was the worst time because I had to go to the hospital. Because I had my heart was doing like bad stuff. Like hurting really bad. I was dizzy. And throwing up. So, this is where everything went downhill and hit the fan. Then, I stayed with another person. And then, he did bad things to me. Then I stayed with another person. And then, a lot of bad stuff happened with that person. Then I stayed with another person. And he said he couldn't dealing with somebody who's sick. And so he couldn't deal with me either. And then I stayed with like someone who's mentally retarded and lots of crazy stuff. So I was super, super sad. Saddest I'd ever been in my entire life. Because I had no family. And I had no friends. And I had no job. No nothing. All these things I used to have are now gone. And I dealt with things like rape, and abuse, but I don't know how to spell that because I'm a bad speller. And lots of bad stuff. So many, many bad things happened to me. And now my only goal is to try and get my life back together. I get a little bit better every day, but I'm doing it on my own. Because people don't have time for someone who's sick. Because they gotta live their life. And when you don't have friends or family or anybody who really, is there for you, then you need to deal with it yourself. And it's really, really hard. So, that brings me to today. And, things are still hard. But I try to have faith that someday I'm going to get better. But every once in a while, I'll have thoughts that I should, stop living. Because I don't have anything living for, right? I don't have friends. I don't have family. And I don't have a lover or anything like that. Like someone who'll be there for me that I love and will love me back. I don't have anything. My job is gone. Everything. So I have nothing to live for. And no one to live for. So then it made me think, why am I still going Like, why am I still living? Why am I still trying to go forward when the correct answer would just be this? Like, there's no purpose, like, in my life at all. And also, I started losing my hair. There's another thing. Started losing my hair, lost my job, lost my friends, lost everything. I have nothing. Nothing. So, now, more questions. What do I do? And that's the end of my story. So, lots of bad, crazy stuff. Maybe answer some loose questions that might be occurring. They say I might have an anxiety disorder of some sort. And that prevents me from going places on my own. So I have to rely on people like very, very heavily to get from one place to another. And sometimes I can be a bit demanding, maybe, but I don't know. But yeah, on top of it all, I've just become a huge inconvenience on everything. All the people in my life, the people who do even remotely care about me, I've just become a huge burden on them. And which adds to the list of why I should just end it, because everything is bad. But I don't know, maybe it's just my instinct to keep going forwards, and don't give up. Even when it looks like you should, I just keep going. Nothing to live for, just keep moving forward. Anyways, hope you've enjoyed this crap. It was slowly paced. A whole 23 minutes. Who's gonna care to watch a whole 23 minutes? Maybe I'll cut it down to kind of sum it up a bit. Anyways, that's my life. So, bye.